Every character in every single Borderlands game has only ever had access to use one axe skill at a time. That is where Zane breaks the barrier and is allowed to use two. What if I told you we're going to make a build today that's based all around just letting Zane use one action skill and being like every other Vault Hunter in the game? What's going on, guys? It's Rest, and that is exactly what we're going to be doing. If you don't know, this is a series I do on my channel where I take your comments and try to make them into a build. These can either be OP, thematic, or just genuine fun builds. Anything is possible. And for this build, we have Samuel saying, "Hey Rest, keep up the good work. I challenge you to make a one action skill Zane build. Do you think it's possible?" And to that question, yes. It is very, very much possible. And I honestly would say that this is one of Zane's best builds in the game. But to be fair, Zane with commitment can be pretty much a best build in any scenario of the game. But this one is super fun and super unique. So as always, these builds are in my Discord channel if you would like to download them. The link to the Discord is in the description. If you download the build and enjoy the video or find it helpful in any way, consider subscribing and dropping a like, and even checking out my other socials down below. It's free and I truly appreciate it. But with all that, let's get right into how this build is going to work. Alright, so since we're only using one action skill, our action skill is going to be the Mantis Shoulder Cannon. This is Zane's new action skill from the designer's cut. It is one of the best action skills in the game. Not only is it going to let you proc your ASCs, it also is going to do a lot of damage with the gear we're going to be using. But now again, since we're not using an action skill, we're actually going to have access to a grenade. So we're going to run the It's Piss with an ASC of 50% bonus incendiary damage. It's Piss is a grenade that's going to apply 20% debuff when you throw it on an enemy, which is going to make Zane's Mantis Cannon kill enemies even faster. But to make the Mantis Cannon do a lot of damage, we're going to run a Unforgiven with, while under 50% health, you deal 150% bonus radiation damage. Annoying. This Unforgiven right here is also giving you 432% crit damage, which makes the Mantis Cannon's crit do a lot more damage. And this URAD annoying also applies to the Mantis Cannon itself, which makes it easy for one shots or two shots. Now, as you see, we have 3 light shows right here in each of the main elements. This is for bossing. We're going to be stacking commitment stacks up with this build. So if you need to have a weapon to boss enemies down, these 3 are going to be very good for that. And since every gun we're running is a pistol, I'm also including a cut purse launch pad right here, so you can refill all your pistol ammo if need be. Now for the shield, we have a Frozen Heart. We're on action skill start. Activate any effects that trigger shield break or fill. This is now going to allow you to have a constant Nova coming around you that's instantly going to freeze enemies, which makes it really easy to get cleanup shots with the Mantis Cannon, because everything that doesn't die to your crit is going to be frozen, and then you can easily shoot them again and blow them up. Now another thing I like to do is something with like the Unforgiven. If you freeze a bunch of enemies, you can hit a crit with this, and the bullets are going to ricochet since it's a Jacob's weapon, and it's going to kill multiple frozen enemies at once as well. You can either decide to use the Mantis Cannon or the Unforgiven with this build. Then for the class mount, we're going to be running the Spy. We have 3 points in Headsman Hand and 2 points in Commitment, with 24% more critical hit damage, 32% weapon damage, and 39% action skill damage. And if you don't know what the Spy does, when Zane uses the last charge of his Mantis Cannon, he activates all of his kill skills. Zane's kill skills gain 10% effectiveness and 8-second duration. The main reason I'm using the Spy is to get points in these skills right here. You can use another class mount if you want to with this build, but honestly, I think the Spy is going to be the best because of Headsman Hand. Now, we have an Atom Bomb Deathless right here. The Deathless part is what's going to allow you to proc URAD annoying on your Unforgiven, and also the Atom Bomb is going to increase your radiation effectiveness, which makes URAD even better. So this is going to be 24% more radiation damage, 12% movement speed, and 62% magazine size. Now getting to the skills, keep in mind that we're going to be spamming this Mantis Cannon over and over again constantly with all the skills we're taking, so we're going to get a lot of benefits. So we're taking Mana Focus. Activating action skill grants Zane increased accuracy and handling for a short time, so we're going to get a lot of handling and accuracy with this skill. Then we have Headsman Hand, as I was talking about. Kill skill. Zane gains increased critical hit damage. This effect stacks twice, so you're going to get a huge critical hit damage increase at all times, which is going to make you one-shot enemies even better. Then we have Commitment. Kill skill. Zane gains increased gun damage and action skill cooldown rate. This is what's going to allow you to spam your Mantis Cannon a lot with the amount of cooldown rate you get. Plus, it's also increasing your gun damage, so you're going to be able to use pretty much any gun you want to, and you're going to be able to kill a lot of things. Now we're taking the Art of War right here. After activating an action skill or an action skill ability, Zane's next shot fired from this weapon deals increased damage. This could be really fun with the Unforgiven. Getting a lot of this stacked up with all your other critical hit damage buff and your commitment buff, you're just gonna one-shot a ton of enemies with the Unforgiven. Now I'm also gonna be taking Brain Drain. Whenever Zane kills an enemy with critical hit from his shoulder cannon, 2 charges are instantly returned. Then we're gonna have Proliferation right here. Zane's Mantis shoulder cannon gains additional charges and deals increased damage based on the number of charges remaining. So this is gonna give you some more damage, more charges, and you're gonna be able to constantly keep your charges up if you're getting crit kills. Plus, of cooldown rate, you should always have your Mantis Cannon up and stacking all these buffs. Again, in the next skill tree we have Violent Speed, Kill Skill. After killing enemies, Zane gains increased movement speed for a few seconds. This effect stacks twice. You're gonna have a nice movement speed bonus with this because you're always spamming your axe skill, and we'll get into why these kill skills are proccing constantly in a couple more skills. Now we have 5 points in Cold Bore, so Zane gains increased weapon swap speed. The next shot fired after swapping weapons deals bonus cryo damage. So if you're actually getting your Art of War stacks stacked up, you can swap off the Unforgiven them back, and you're gonna get 200% bonus cryo damage with that first shot as well. So you're really making Zane do a ton of damage with the first shot with these two skills combined, and you can get some crazy damage numbers, trust. Then we have Cool Hand. Zane gains increased reload speed. Kill Skill. After killing an enemy, Zane's reload speed is increased for a few seconds. This effect stacks twice. So we're getting nice reload speed here if we ever want to use something like the Light Show, because that typically has a slower reload, and this is just gonna negate that. But then C in red, this is the main skill that makes this build work completely. But after activating axe skill, automatically activate all of Zane kill skills. Additionally, all of Zane kill skills gain increased effect. So this is what's going to allow you to keep reprocking all these things I've been going over, and constantly letting you spam your axe skill is going to let you just reproc them over and over again. I think you get the idea. Crazy skill for 1 point. But then Playing Dirty. Kill Skill. After killing an enemy, Zane's next 5 shots also have a chance to fire an additional projectile. I'm really just using this to get down to the bottom, but this is going to be good for a little extra damage on something like the Light Show if you're using it for ball scene. Also, if your Unforgiven fires twice, you're going to be doing even more damage compared with everything else I've already went over. But then Violent Violence, which I have 4 points in. Kill Skill. After killing an enemy, Zane gains increased fire rate for a few seconds. This effect stacks twice. Again, another very good skill for the Light Show if you're using it for ball scene. But then 1 point in Deathfall is close. All of Zane kill skills gain increased effect and duration. 25% bonus and a 7-second duration. This is just buffing every other single kill skill I've already went over, and it's making Zane even stronger. Then finally, in Undercover, I have 5 points in Ready for Action. Zane gains improved shield recharge rate and shield recharge delay. It's a pretty decent survivability skill since we're only going to be having a shield equipped on us. Then Hardy Stock, which I have 2 points in. Zane gains increased maximum shield capacity. Again, okay for survivability since we're only going to have a shield. The main theme of this build is to just kill everything very quickly and freeze everything around you, so you don't ever really have to worry about survivability. Very glass cannon style of play. Stiff upper lip right here. When Zane is damaged, he gains damage resistance against that damage type. Again, more survivability for Zane. Brain Freeze. Whenever Zane scores a critical hit on an enemy, there's a chance they will be slowed. This effect stacks until the target is frozen. This is also helping out with freezing enemies. Your action skill alone is pretty much always going to freeze enemies with the frozen heart, but if you're shooting an enemy that's longer range away, this is going to help freeze them and start to slow them down to make them easier to freeze when you get closer to them. Then Really Expensive Jacket. Elemental status effects applied to Zane have reduced duration. Futility Belt. Zane gains resistance to non-elemental damage. Kill Skill. After killing an enemy, all elemental damage Zane takes is converted to non-elemental damage. So that's all for the skill tree. As you see, and as I just said, this is a very glass cannon style build. There are some survivability aspects of this build, and you won't go down as much as you think you will due to the fact that you're going to be freezing everything constantly with your Mantis Cannon. And again, this is a 1 action skill build, so if you actually want to take something like a cryo grenade to just start spamming everywhere and letting it freeze targets even easier, you can do that as well. You don't have to run the It's Piss. I just like running that to apply a debuff. It's one of my favorite grenades in the game, and it's super strong. But if you have another favorite grenade, it will absolutely work for this build, and you could make an argument that some grenades are better for this. So just run what you want to run and have a blast with this. This build should also be able to get through every single content in the game. Even if nerfs do come through, this build will be strong because it's not really relying on commitment other than maybe something like the Light Show and bossing, but you'll still have the nice axe skill cooldown rate, so you'll constantly get this Mantis Cannon back over and over again. But I hope you guys enjoy this build as much as I have fun making it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.